Um, what is Messianic Judaism?
You know, the first and easiest way to explain it is to actually call it, stating the obvious, because Messianic, by definition, is a Jewish term. It's the core of Judaism because we're waiting for the Messiah. So, why do Messianic Jews kind of state the obvious? The reason is because we find ourselves living between Christianity, where we don't belong, and mainstream Judaism today, which is considered orthodoxy, but it's even not really that in reality. But in people's minds, it tends to be that. So, what I often deal with is when people hear that I'm Jewish, if I say I'm Jewish, the knee jerk reaction is, oh, you hate Jesus, you killed Jesus. And I'm not making that up, that's what I get told. Or when I tell someone, when they wait a minute, you love Jesus, then I would say, yes, it's the most Jewish thing I can think of doing. To which the response would be, because then people have watched some movie where some form of orthodoxy has been shown, or they've just got the assumption that to be Jewish, you have to hate Jesus. So what Messianic Jews like myself have discovered is we need to get a label that distinguishes us from Christianity because that is necessary, but at the same time also needs to distinguish us from Orthodox Judaism, which is equally necessary. So the term Messianic Jew allows for that other, if I can put it that way, so that no one assumes I'm a Christian and no one assumes I'm a messianic, sorry, no one assumes I'm an orthodox Jew. Now, even with those labels in the middle, what you still find is people who say, I've never heard of that before, which is better for me than being confused as either being Christian or as being Orthodox. So it's still a shorter route to getting the person that's on the other side to ask the right kind of questions, if that makes sense. So, in a nutshell, from that basis, a Messianic Jew would be a Jew who is ideally born Jewish. And what I mean by that, they're not a convert, they're someone who is ethnically and through DNA Jewish, culturally Jewish, ritualistically Jewish in every way, but they just have, as I do on Quora most often, say that, hey, at the lowest level, I just believe Jesus is my candidate for Messiah, which is a way of getting people to be more aware that, you don't have to believe that, but don't tell me that believing Jesus is Messiah is anti-Jewish, because that's not true either. So, Messianic Jew is effectively a Jew who believes Jesus is the Messiah. But maybe what I should say is who believes Jesus is the Jewish Messiah according to Jewish standards, not Christian standards, which is controversial in itself.
Hmm. So, well, I think what I'm getting is that it's not. I think what you're purporting is Messianic Judaism is Judaism, but you put that term Messianic to distinguish yourself as believing that Yeshua is the Messiah. Do I have that
Right.
correct?
Right. That's pretty much the summary. Unfortunately, and this is the mistake a lot of Christians make, and this is the mistake a lot of Orthodox Jews make, is to assume that automatically to believe in Jesus has to make you Christian or has to make you anti Israel. And the reason is because of the relationship between Christianity and Judaism, which persists to this day for the largest part. Now, to be fair, let me say this: there are a lot of good people in churches who love Israel and who would still hold on to the name Christian, while you've heard me teach this before, saying, for me, the best Christians are the ones that are confused about Christianity. And I need to explain what I mean. What I mean by that is to say, the definition of Christianity as it's developed is actually to be anti Jewish. It needs to be that by its own definition, which leads us into replacement theology. But for me, Caleb, if you had to decide you wanted to stay a Christian, I wouldn't tell you that you can't study with me. And I think you've seen me model that as well. I just do say to you, if you stick as a Christian, you have to keep the baggage with you.